Hello model engineers. Right, just a quick little update on where I'm up to with this engine. I've now managed to get the valve and the valve chest completed, machined. They seem to turn out rather nicely, I thought. The valve, I've simplified the style a little bit. In Stuart's plans, it's a little bit more sort of rounded and a bit posher than mine, but it's never going to be seen, and it isn't a proper Stuart engine anyway, so I've kind of just simplified it. It's give it a bit of a Legoland look, but it's functional, and it's got the right it sort of sits evenly with the valves. And what I did is, ordinarily the valve nut in the Stuart plans sit offset to one end, but the way I've sort of machined it, just using the plans as a guide and adding this extra spigot or boss, whatever it's called, I've sort of slightly altered the position of the thread and the narrower bit that fits in here. So I figured that it was going to be better to centralise the position of the nut, which I've done. So that means now that the nut in what I think is going to be, sort of an ideal position, is now nicely central on the thread, and nicely pretty much going up to the end of the guide. So I think that'll work nicely, and it does slide nicely. The flange is screwed up tight now, and of course when the engine's finished there will be some packing in there, and it'll probably sit off a little bit, but even screwed down tight it does sit nicely. So I'm quite happy with it, really. It's coming along. There's a few little inaccuracies there, but I don't know, I sort of found it a bit messy getting that machine, but anyway it's going to be like that, so it'll never be seen, will it? The little engine itself, it's turning very nice now. I've sort of freed it up a little bit and give it a bit of oil, and it's very smooth now. So fingers crossed it should be alright. I may even be able to get a chance to put a little bit of air in it tonight and just see if the piston responds to the valve properly, but we'll see how it goes. I quite fancy a pint of the dark stuff in a minute. There isn't a lot to do now. The eccentric, etc. is to do. That shouldn't present any problems. And then it remains to think about what I'm going to do with these bearings. As you can see, the bearings do sit nicely, and it does line up nicely. So I'm reluctant to scrap them, but I'm going to have to come up with some way of giving it a more decorative back shape. There's too square and Legolandish for me. I've had a little bit of advice from one of the forums, from one of the members on Model Engineers Forum, Model Engine Maker I should say, Model Engine Makers Forum. The chap in question, he knows who he is, and he's sort of give me a few pointers as to how to round it off and what size cuts to make. So I'm going to study his suggestions over the next day or two, and hopefully get these bearings sorted out. But anyway, that's pretty much where we're up to. So fingers crossed I'll have a runner in be a week or two. Thanks very much. Good night.